Yeah, so a very warm welcome to you all again to this all-important webinar, which is being conducted jointly by FIC, IIF, and BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards, on a very important topic, or rather a scenario it is happening these days on the QCO and the licensing process. So the idea of this webinar is to have more and more clarity on the licensing process and how to do it. So taking this forward now, I would request our Executive Director, Dr. Abhisikta Roy Chaudhary, to kindly extend a formal welcome.
Thank you, Sanjeev ji. Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, DPIIT, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, has implemented quality control orders for cast iron products from 24th February. It includes standards pertaining to various cast iron products such as manhole covers, cast iron pipe, malleable iron fittings, and grey iron castings. Hence, manufacturing, storing, and sale of non-Bureau of Indian Standards certified products will be prohibited as per the BIS Act 2016 and will attract penalty. It is aimed to enhance quality of the domestically manufactured products, curb the imports of substandard products into India, prevention of unfair trade practices, protection of health and safety of the environment. Though relaxations have been granted to small and micro industries in terms of timelines, Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, Sri Piyush Goyal ji, is of the opinion that medium and large units are capable enough to get the BIS certification. IIF is taking active role in assisting foundries to get BIS certification through FIC BIS help desk by organizing sessions with BIS all over India. IIF is organizing a series of seminars on cast iron QCO implementation and implications. We are also very happy to organize a session today through Zoom to cater to our All India members. And it is our proud privilege to welcome Ms. Kanika Kalia, Director and Head BIS Rajasthan. Thank you, Madam, for sparing your valuable time and addressing our members. And I would also like to welcome Ms. Sangeeta Chaudhary, Assistant Director, BIS Rajasthan. So with this, may I request Sanjeev ji to introduce our honorable speakers for today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Abhisikta, for welcoming all the participants and the guests formally on behalf of the Institute of Indian Foundry. Moving forward, I would now request Srimati Kanika Kalia ji for her special address. But before I request Srimati Kalia, I would like to give a brief introduction of her. Srimati Kanika Kalia is a civil engineering graduate with Masters in Environmental Engineering from Delhi College of Engineering. She has more than 18 years of experience in various activities of BIS. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Great, thank you. In various activities of BIS, including a standard formulation, conformity assessment, and training. She has represented India as technical expert in the group meetings of the International Committee of Hydrometry. She has had varied experience in almost all the major activities of BIS. A qualified auditor for quality management system, anti-bribery management system, ready-mix concrete certification, and hallmarking. In 2023, she was awarded by the Director General BIS for her exceptional work for implementation of quality control orders in the state of Rajasthan. Srimati Kalia is currently the head of BIS Rajasthan and is handling product certification, hallmarking, and standards promotion related activities in the state. With this brief introduction, I would now request Srimati Kalia to kindly come over and for your special address, ma'am, please. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sanjeev. Dr. Roy Chaudhary, other functionaries of the Foundry Informatics Center and the Institute of Indian Foundrymen, the functionaries and also the members. It is indeed our privilege to maybe attend this webinar, which has been done in collaboration with your association. When this initial idea came to us from your functionaries for organization of such a program in Jaipur, we really appreciated the fact that an association is so enthusiastic enough to maybe lead this message of compliance in their members. So I appreciate the functionaries for their due diligence in terms of taking the message across to each corners of this country. I've been told that programs have already been organized in Agra, in Noida, also Rajkot, Kolkata, and other cities across the country, which is really an appreciable step. As a representative of the Bureau of Indian Standards, who has been given this responsibility of implementing this quality control order, I must assure you that we are, and being the national standards body, have a deep relationship with the industry. Our only intention through our licensing scheme is the improvement of the quality of the products that are being made under our mark, that is the ever popular ISI mark. And the quality of this particular product that has been selected for this quality control order has been selected by DPIIT, and I believe the dramatics regarding why this was selected and the other things may be left best attended to them. So our only intention of holding this webinar is to make you aware regarding the various procedures that are entailed in the whole BIS licensing, also regarding the various facets of the standards that are under this quality control order. And we assure you that the licensing process that BIS offers is totally a transparent process. It is a time-bound process. Like in case you are applying in the simplified process, we give you a 30-day TAT, that is the turnaround time of since your application registration to the final license delivery. So that is an assured thing that we can offer you. So you need not worry regarding a normal government kind of a setup where you don't know what is happening to your file. It is always it can always be tracked through our a very good portal, which is the Manak Online portal, and we will take you through the whole process. Our only intention of repeating these programs all across the country is to make things more aware and clear to each of the person who wants to apply for this license. I do understand you might be having certain reservations, but we are here to listen to your reservations as well in terms of any compliance related issues or any issues related to the standard, which can then be followed up with the relevant technical department. So I assure you all kinds of cooperation, all kinds of help in making your foundry a BIS license foundry, and I assure you all help in terms of any technical intervention that you may require in making your product BIS compliant. So with these words, I would like to end my talk, and maybe we can go on to the technical session. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Am I
Thank you.
audible? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Srimati Kalia ji, for your address, special address. And you rightly said that BIS and IF are really have come together very nicely and getting stronger day by day. You are aware that IF is an active member of many of the sectoral committees within BIS and also the council, the MTD council. So we are the members. Our IF Standard Advisory Committee, it also is working very closely in all the standard formulations work relating to foundries with BIS. Certainly, we are also eagerly, in fact, looking ahead that more and more licensing from the foundry industry should come forward, and we should work together, and we will be working together to take it forward. So thank you once again, Kaliaji, for your special address. Now moving ahead in this program will not take much of your time, but before we start the technical session, one thing I would like to request all that this post the session we will have a question and answer session. You may please feel free to ask your questions, your queries relating to the session and the topic. You can ask, make it interactive. But one thing is that please go one by one. Raise your hands, or you may write your questions in the chat box. With this, now I would now like to move forward. And for the technical session, now I would request Srimati Sangeeta Chaudhary ji for her session. But before asking her or requesting her for her session, would now like to introduce her. Srimati Sangeeta Chaudhary is a mechanical engineer graduate from IIT Roorkee. She has more than 3 years of experience in BIS in conformity assessment. Currently, she is Scientist B and Assistant Director in BIS and posted in BIS Jaipur. With this little, but it's a very concise introduction of Srimati Chaudhary, we request Ms. Sangeeta, please kindly come and take your session, please. Over to you, Sangeeta ji.
Thank you, Sanjeev ji. As Madam Roy Chaudhary already discussed, and you all are aware about regarding the QCO, which came on 24th of August 2023, and it is already implemented for the medium and large scale industries from the 23rd February 2024. And for the small industries, it will be implemented from the 23rd May, and the micro industries, it will be implemented on 23rd of August 2024. So, as today's session's topic is how to register and get the how to get the BIS license. So I would like to present a presentation. If anyone is having any doubt and query, then please raise your hand. So my presentation is visible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you make it full screen?
Yes. Is it fine now?
Its status is same. Not going full screen. Yeah. It's perfect now.
Madam, you are muted. Madam, kindly unmute.
संगीता जी आप म्यूट पे हैं. Yeah.
Is it audible now?
Audible
Yes.
and visual both. Perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So the presentation flow is first I will introduce you regarding the BIS portal, because for getting the license and daily updates you need to have a bit knowledge regarding the BIS portal also, and then how to access the Indian standards, and then I will tell you about the BIS Care app. So this is our main BIS website, bis.gov.in. I can show you the live also regarding the portal. So this is our main website, bis.gov.in. Here, this is important thing that industry alert one option is also there. So whichever the QCOs are coming, upcoming QCOs, they all are reflected here. Is it visible to everyone? I hope.
Yes, we can see.
Okay. Then if you want to download the BIS standard, then you go to the tab standards. Here you can go to the download Indian standards. So first you need to register yourself here. Like if you want to as a corporate email, then you like here, and any individual can also register here. So I am already registered here, so I am directly logging into this account. So anyone can register herself or himself here, and then can download the BIS standard. So after registration, if you want to search the IS like 210, then the latest IS 2009 standard will be here, and you can download this standard. Download PDF. So these standards are now free of cost, which published by the BIS. And if any standard is adopted by BIS, then that is only the chargeable basis. Otherwise, all the standards are free of cost. Okay, so standard is downloaded here. Similarly, if you want to download the any amendment also for the 210, I think there is no amendment. Yeah, zero amendment in IS 210. So similarly, you can also download the amendment also here. You can search and download the amendment also. Then another thing is how to you get to know about the QCO and the any change in the timeline of the QCO. Then you can go to the conformity assessment, then products under the compulsory certification. This is also the important to get to know. So here is all the ISI marked compulsory certification product list is completely here. Like if you want to search regarding the IS 210, that whether it is in under mandatory certification or not, then this IS 210 is under the mandatory certification, and here you can download the QCO copy also. So if there is any change in the timeline, then the revised QCO copy can also that can also reflect here. Then one more thing that regarding the BIS certification process. So here are the different guidelines regarding the getting the BIS license. Like guideline for the grant of license. So you before getting the license, you can go through these guidelines. Then additional guideline for dealing with product. If product is failure, then what are the procedure to take the actions? Then if there is any unsatisfactory performance, that guideline is also available here. Then if you want to change in your scope, like you want to apply for the different variety and you want to apply for the inclusion, then there is also one guideline. Then renewal of license, because time to time after getting the license, first you will get the license for the initial 1 year, then you need to renew your license time to time before the validity of the license. Then guideline for retesting of sample, factory surveillance, and market surveillance. So these all guidelines are important for you after getting the license. And before getting the license, this guideline for the grant of license is important. So you may go through this guideline also. Then one more thing that regarding the product manual. Each standard certified standard is also having the with product manuals. So this is for your reference only. So if we will search the IS 210, the product manual. because the basic information you will get from the product manual, that what are the raw material requirements, what are the grouping guidelines that will be useful in your testing of the sample, then what is the sample size required, list of testing equipments, SIT, then possible test in a day, and what the scope you will get for the license. Like each grade you need to test, and the grade will be mentioned in the license, and the condition of delivery, whether it is heat treated or not. So in detail, the product manual we will discuss separately. Then another thing is that how you will select or how you get to know regarding the laboratory, like which laboratory is having the testing facility for the which IS. So you can go through the laboratory services, then testing facilities and testing charges, BIS recognized laboratories. So for the IS 210, if we get to know regarding the laboratories, then all the BIS labs are having their testing facility, but the central laboratory is having the complete testing facility. I think there is some error in the portal as of now. So the private labs or another government labs are not visible here as of now, but other labs are also having the testing facility for IS 210. So you can search the laboratory from here, laboratory services, then list of BIS recognized or empaneled laboratories, then Indian standard-wise list of recognized laboratory. So this is also important for you. Then one more thing that you might curious regarding to know regarding the marking fee of the license. So in the conformity assessment, you can go to the product certification and then fee. So here we can search for IS 210 like. So for the IS 210, for the large scale industries, the minimum marking fee is 49,000. For the medium scale industries and small and micro, 40,000 rupees. Then after 1 year of renewal, you need to pay the actual marking fee of that previous year. So for the 1 ton, 75 per unit for the all units is the marking fee. But as of now, for the micro scale units and women entrepreneur scale, women entrepreneur industries and this new startups, for these three kind of industries, 80% on the minimum marking fee is also available. So the 80% of large scale marking fee. So this concession is provided by the BIS as of now. So these are the basic information that you can access, or updated information you can get from the BIS portal. This already we discussed regarding the how to download the BIS standard, how to register on that website. One more feature is also available regarding the know your standard. So if you go here in the BIS login, so here also anyone can create your BIS account as a guest. So the basic information you need to put here and register yourself here. So I already have my account here.
Sangeeta, you may also tell them without going in the portal how they can get information from Know Your Standard app.
Okay, ma'am, sure. Here one feature is know your standard feature is available. Okay, I think I already log in here. Okay, so if you search regarding the IS 210, then you will get the following information here. Like this IS is 210 for the for gray iron castings, and this IS is superseding the previous IS 6331, and it is not equivalent to any other standard. Number of revisions happened 5. No amendment issued as of now. This is the product specification standard. Language is English, and latest it was reaffirmed in February 2020. And this products fall like BIS is having the 16 different technical departments. So this standard is under the metallurgical engineering department. Then we have the different technical committees. So it is under the MTD 6, and the member secretary is Mr. Ajay Kumar Soni. Also, so you can download the standard here also. Then again, it will go to the previous standards bis.bs page website, which we earlier discussed. And amendment 0 and 24 license as of now we granted Pen India basis. And in the Rajasthan, if we search, then 5 license we granted here, and other are under process, other many applications. So 24 license we granted all Pen India basis. Then product manual also you can download here. Laboratory detail also you can get here. So basically you will get all the required details in Know Your Standard. 9 laboratories, BS recognized laboratories are here for this particular product. Even the mobile contact number and email ID is also available for those laboratories. So you can contact the laboratory wherever you want to send your sample. Then cross-reference standards in which this standard is referred. That information also you can get. And composition of the committee. IIF is also a member of this committee. So committee composition is also reflected here. So all the required basic details you will know here also in Know Your Standard.
And the good part about Know Your Standard is that you can also access this module through the BIS Care app on your mobile phone. So you can freely download the BIS Care app on your mobile phone, and then through the Know Your Standard module, you can get a real-time information regarding whatever standard you want to get information for. So the laboratory, the IS, if you want to download the list of people who are represented in the committee, the product manual can easily be accessed through this one-stop solution.
Right, ma'am. Also, whenever any standard is under the WC or any published standard, you can send the comment also to that technical committee. So that feature is also available here. And anyone can also become the member of any technical committee, but certain formalities are there to becoming the part of technical committee. So we already discussed. And I would also like to say that the technical committee is not only BIS is not only part of the technical committee, but other stakeholders are also there. BIS is one of the stakeholder. Chairman is also there. Then PSU and consultants, consumer from the consumer different consumer associations also they are also part of the technical committee. Then government and regulatory bodies, industry associations, manufacturers, labs and R&D organizations. So these all stakeholders are part of the technical committee, and all for the consensus such approach will be followed in any publish publication of any standard or any change in the standard or any amendment in the standard. Then another BIS is having the another portal, that is the Manak online portal. So this is the main portal where you need to apply for the license. manakonline.in. So this is the manakonline.in portal. Here you can go to the conformity assessment. Then you need to log in. Here first you need to create your own account. So basic firm's detail or will be required here, email ID and password and your firm name etc. So every manufacturer for getting the license, you need to first register yourself on the Manak online portal. Then once you register yourself here, then you use your username password and when you need to sign in, then this portal will reflect like this. So here you will get the different tabs like product certification. This is related to you. Hallmarking is not related to you. MSCD is not. FMCS is not. And the another is test sample. So these two tabs are important for you. So like this IS 210 is falling under the simplified procedure. BIS is having the two procedures for giving the license. First is the simplified procedure. First is the normal procedure. In normal procedure, 90 days is the total duration for giving the license. And another is the 30 days. That is called the simplified procedure. In simplified procedure, first you need to test your sample in any BIS recognized lab, and for that you need to create the test request here from the test sample tab. So once you click on the test sample tab, then you need to create the test request, and that also you will get one more option, that QR code, generate QR code. So before final submission of the test request, you need to submit the QR code also. That same QR code you need to paste on your sample, and then you need to send that sample to the BIS recognized lab, for that lab which you created the test request. So after getting that test report from the BIS recognized lab, then you need to apply for the new license. So when you go through for the apply for the new license, then you will need to submit some documents. Those documents are not listed here, but the basic like firm information like your GST, MSME, then your lease deed or if rent agreement, and then your quality control in charge person details, your manufacturing machineries, your testing equipments, your process flow chart. These are the basic documents you need to submit there. Then once you submit your application, then we will get your application within the 5 days. We need to scrutinize your application, and if any discrepancy is there, that we will communicate to you. Then within the 17 days, we need to visit your factory and verify all the testing and manufacturing capabilities there. Then if everything is okay, then within 30 days, we will proceed your application for the grant of license. So this is the basic flow of application for the granting the license. Once you will get the license, then like here it will reflect that one license you have. So after getting the license, this tab will reflect on your portal. So here all the BIS related communication, or from the any communication which you want to send to the BIS, or BIS want to send any communication, then that will reflect in the communication with BIS tab. So once in a week or twice in a week, you need to check this tab communication with BIS. It is very important. Then if you will get the license for the one grade and you want to include another grade also in your license, then you need to apply for the inclusion here. And in the inclusion, you just similarly you just create the test request, and then you will send the sample to the laboratory. Once you will get the test report from the lab, then you will apply for the inclusion, and for the inclusion charges are only the 5,000 rupees. Also in inclusion, we don't visit your factory, that if there is any change in manufacturing or testing facility or raw material, that we will verify during the next surveillance visit. So inclusion is also a simple procedure. Then file your return, like every quarter you need to update your production and consignee details on the BIS portal. Then one more feature you have is the apply for the stop marking. Like if you want to shift your factory premises from one location to another location, then before the shifting you need to apply for the stop marking. And I would like to mention that we give the BIS give the license to your one factory premises for only that particular address. You cannot use that license number to another factory location. So if you want to shift your factory, or if you want to to do any modification in your manufacturing capability also, then also you need to intimate the BIS. Then these are the basic details, that if there is any top management change or there is any technical person change, then you need to all submit all the required details here or intimate to the BIS. Marking fee, regarding marking fee already we discussed. This is also one another feature on the Manega online portal, that if you want to know regarding the how many licenses are there in for that particular IS, so you can select the state and which IS number you want to know regarding how many licenses are there. So that information also you will get here. This is the over regarding the BIS Care app. So this app is available on the Play Store also. You can download here. So basic these information, like if you want to verify any license detail, then you can search any license number here, and you will get the manufacturer details, their scope of license, and their validity and the status of the license. Basic all the details you will get and search from here. Then another feature is available for the verify HUID. Like we all aware that the now hallmarking is mandatory in more than 288 districts. So there is one 6-digit HUID number is available. If you will search out that HUID number, then you will get the jeweler detail and hallmarking center detail, and what is the article and the heritage of that particular article. So this information also you will get here. Then the know your standard, which we discussed on the BIS website, that feature is also available in the BIS Care app. So all the basic details will be also available in know your standard feature here. Then products under the compulsory certification, like grey cast iron is also under the mandatory certification. So similarly, more than 600 products are under the compulsory certification. So all those more 600 products details you will get here. Then complaint option is also available. So if you found any misuse, or then you can register a complaint. through the BIS Care app. Then products under the simplified procedures. As I already mentioned that BIS, there are two procedures for getting the BIS license. One is the normal procedure and another is the simplified procedure. So more than 700 products are under the simplified procedures, and this grey cast iron is also under the simplified procedure. So that product list you will get here. Then the laboratories, here you can search out the laboratories available for that any particular license IS. Then registered manufacturers under the compulsory registration scheme, that also you can get here, and the verify registration number. Like similarly, ISI mark, we have another the registration mark also. So that information also you can get here. The know your standard feature will look like this. If you click on that, like by IS number, by any keyword, if you don't know about the IS for any particular product, then by the keyword also you can search here. If you will search like 269, then you will get all the standards for the IS 269. Then you can select which is the appropriate IS for you. And all the details like we already discussed regarding the technical committees, amendments, licenses, all these details you will get here. So thank you so much for your patience to listening me. If anyone is having any doubt regarding this, then let me know.
Madam, are you going to share this PPT?
Yes, definitely I will share.
Ma'am, I have one question. Actually, our lab is NABL accredited. Then we can test sample at our lab, and we can upload the.
All the NABL laboratories are not the BIS recognized laboratories. You need to test your sample in the BIS recognized laboratories.
But BIS can send their person for the witness of the sample at our lab.
No.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Sangeeta, if you see the process that Sangeeta has already explained to you is that initial sample has to be tested on a BIS recognized laboratory. Once you have obtained the license, you have to use the laboratory that is available in your own premises for checking compliances or not. So the pre-application state testing of the sample is only through BIS recognized laboratory, even if you have a NABL laboratory in-house, but that cannot be used for the pre-application testing process. In the later part, although we are asking for a lot of laboratories to get NABL recognition and get BIS recognition, but for the licensing part, currently, as per the current guidelines, you have to get it through another laboratory which is BIS recognized, which she has already shown the list of laboratories.
Ma'am, one more question is there. Whether this is applicable for the automobile industry, already we have a certification.
I couldn't get your question.
Ma'am, actually we are getting a certification IS 210. So whether this is applicable for the automotive industry?
The quality control order is very clear in this regard on which things this is applicable. Please read the quality control order. We cannot specify it industry-wise. The quality control order in itself is very clear. I could also see another question where somebody was asking that we have two premises. Do we need to only have one license? No, for every location you need to have a different license. So you need to put in two applications.
Ma'am, what is the sample requirement for a grant of IS 210?
Sangeeta, you take them through the product manual.
Yes, ma'am, I missed that. Just a minute. Product manual is visible to everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. So the sample size for that is for the mechanical testing, you need to send the sample 3 test bar, and for the chemical testing, you need to send 5 pieces of 5 centimeter by 5 centimeter or 50 gram drilling. This is the sample size requirement you need to send to the laboratory. Then
And we would like to reiterate that it is not only IS 210 we are stressing on in this webinar. IS 210 is just being used as an example. So other standards that are covered under the QCO may also be referred to, and they would have similar product manuals. And you may also go through the product manual to get information regarding the sample size and other details like list of test equipment, scheme of inspection and testing, etc. So 210 is just an example.
Yes, ma'am. Then in the product manual, it is clearly indicated, you need to test the each grade has to be tested for the grant of license. So how many the grades you want to include in your license? Those all grades you need to test.
May I request other than the speaker to kindly be on mute? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Then in
Sangeeta,
annex,
good.
any
Please go ahead.
okay. Then in the annexure A, the list of tentative list of testing equipment is mentioned here. Like you need to have the microscope of 10x UTM machine. The UTM machine list count is 10 Newton and the maximum capacity is 600 kilonewton. But it is applicable according to the grade requirement. So for the different grade, you need to get the tensile testing machine according to your manufacturing capability. Then Brinell hardness test, then testing arrangement for transverse test, 1 year caliper micrometer and spectrometer. So these are the basic testing equipments you need to have.
Hello, good
Then,
evening, madam.
yes.
Ma'am, we have multiple units with same name. So, with which name we have to register initially?
For the same name.
Sir, you can use unit 1 and unit 2 in the name to differentiate them, but you need to have separate licenses for both the units.
But the name for all units, ma'am, the name is same for all the units.
But you can specify unit 1 and unit 2 while applying for BIS.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
hello.
Udyam Aadhar can also be taken in that way.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Ma'am, what if you are manufacturing castings in one unit and in another unit we are machining it, and in another unit we are assembling and selling it? So all three these units should be certified, or only manufacturing unit?
Can you please come again? Can you
repeat the question again?
Yeah, ma'am. We are manufacturing castings at one of our units. In another unit, we are machining it, and in another unit, we are assembling it.
How far are these units from each other?
Hardly 200-500 meters away from each unit, or a maximum 1 kilometer.
And does the unit would have that you can maybe repeat the other process in the other unit? Does it have any capacity to do the manufacturing in the other as well?
Manufacturing, only machining of these castings they do. Machining and assembly, final finishing, painting and all is done at another unit. Only manufacturing of castings is done in one of the units. So how is this certification be applicable for all these three?
You then say that you are transferring a unfinished product to the other unit.
Yeah.
It is being sent. Maybe you can direct the question directly once to us. We'll take a technical reference, because ideally all the three units should have license, but we need to take some technical reference for this.
Because testing and certification will be done by us. They need not have the facility of this casting. Only machining. They do only machining. So I don't think that even those will be in need of this certification.
We'll have to take a technical reference. Please direct the question to the relevant BIS office. You are speaking from which location?
From Belgaum, Karnataka. AKP Limited.
You can maybe direct the question to the local Bangalore office.
Maybe we can do one thing. If he can send us his queries, we can contact the concerned in BIS and get back to him with the relevant answer.
Yeah, that can also
That will
be
be better. Yeah, that will be better. So would request you to kindly send your query to us by email or WhatsApp, and we will, consult the BIS, the concerned official, and we'll get back to you with appropriate answer.
So where do I get your
Hello.
mail ID?
You can write it to me on my email ID. I will just post in my email ID in the chat box.
Okay,
Hello.
sir.
I have a question.
Yeah, please go ahead, Mr. Shyam.
See, we have a prototyping unit.
Huh?
We have a prototyping unit. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please go ahead.
We have a prototyping unit where we make one-off castings for development work.
When
we
Mr.
have to
Shyam
get-
is asking, may I request others to please be on mute? Thank you. Please go ahead, Mr. Shyam.
We do prototyping of castings, which is a one-off product. We never do it again. We just do one prototype. Is it necessary to do the certification? It's not a mass production.
if it comes under the boundaries of the quality control order, yes, even if it is one-off production.
So even prototype castings have to be certified.
Yes, but where you are running this particular plant, in which location?
Hosur.
So you can maybe get in touch with the local Bangalore office for further details.
But there's no
They
response.
will
We already visited twice. Nobody is responding to us.
Then you can write to IAF. They will take it up with the central BIS office.
So prototyping categorizes under BIS certification, even if it is a one-off.
It will come under. If it will come under the quality control order, if it is IS 210 or whatsoever standard is mentioned in the quality control order. But for specific references, if there are certain technical clarification, we might refer it to the Delhi office, which is the central marks department. In case there is an exemption that could be applicable for you, we can obviously cross-check.
Okay.
Right? So you can maybe write to the IAF, as Dr. Sanjeev has already told you. They will
if you can share his address, I'll be very happy.
Maybe you can put it in the chat box.
It is already, I put it.
Okay.
It is there in the chat box.
The email is in the chat box, so they can take it up for specific queries.
Okay.
They can take it up with the relevant department there at the central level.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes, please go ahead.
For small and micro units where UTM, micro, BHN testing is not available in their own premises, what can be done?
You can also have cluster-based testing facility. If there is a cluster of similar foundries available, you can also share the facilities.
So is it
and you
officially?
Can also, yes, it is official, and you can see the manual, the product manual that Sangeeta has already told you. See whether the facility is required, if it would be indicated with an R symbol, or it can be subcontracted. Not all test facilities that are there in this standard are mandatory to be kept in the premises. Some part of the testing can also be subcontracted. So look at the particular product manual and see what is required in-house, and that too also you can share if you can justify that you will be able to maintain the scheme in terms of the quality that is being required.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, sir. Hello, madam.
One by one, please.
Yeah. Can you hear, sir?
Mr. Gangadhar.
Yeah. How many grades are covered under IS 210?
You can look at the standard and see what are the grades that are covered.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am. I have a question. Hello.
Please, Mr. Rishabh, go ahead.
Ma'am, is the standard applicable for SG iron also? Yeah, only for gray iron it is applicable.
Which is the quality control order you're talking about? It is IS 210. There are many IS that are covered in this webinar. Which is the exact IS that you're talking about?
IS 210-2009.
Sangeeta, can you take this question? You have a ready access to the standard.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Just a minute.
Hello, ma'am. Yes.
Can you please repeat the IS number?
IS 210-2009.
And can you repeat the question again? So she
No, ma'am. This is the grey
gives
cast
a-
iron only.
Yeah, but
No,
he's
yeah,
asking
it's going
some
to
particular grade.
SGRN. It's a SGRN is a different.
Hello.
Whatever the variety is covered under the IS 210, or that is under the QCO. So you can go through the scope of that particular license standard.
So means the standard is only applicable for gray iron, not for SG iron.
You look at the scope of that particular standard. Whatever is defined in the scope is the applicability of the standard. So for every standard, it will be different. We cannot just state in a general reference that this is included or not. You look at the scope of the standard.
Also, I already show you the complete list of the products which are under the compulsory certification. You can search out any product in which you have any confusion.
Hello.
I can share the link also in the chat box.
Hello.
Okay, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, it is audible.
Yeah,
Hello.
we can hear.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes,
Virendra
yes.
ji, please go ahead. Virendra ji, if you are asking, please go ahead. If you have any question, please go ahead.
Hello.
You are audible, please.
Sanjeev ji, you can moderate this, please. Maybe you can
Yes.
call out the name so he's able to hear.
Exactly. Mr. Virendra, we
Yes,
can
yes,
hear
yes.
you. We can hear you.
Hello.
If you have any question, please ask.
So, ma'am. Hello.
Please go ahead. Ask your question. We all can hear you.
Once we applied, any person, means officer will visit our unit, sir, for certification.
See, I will take you through the licensing process again in simpler terms. There is a pre-application stage where you get your sample tested in BIS recognized lab through a QR code mechanism on our Manak online portal, which Sangeeta just demonstrated to you. Once the sample test reports are available to you, you have to upload the sample test report and the relevant details, which generally includes your firm related details, that who's the owner, what kind of firm is it. You have to also include your manufacturing details, your testing facilities, the qualification and the appointment letter of the quality control in charge. So you need to necessarily have a laboratory and a competent quality control in charge to run the whole license. And the manufacturing and the testing facility have to be adequate to demonstrate manufacturing as per the relevant standard. So this is the pre-application stage where you are demonstrating the compliance to the standard through a test report and also through the relevant manufacturing and testing capabilities which you are uploading on our portal. Once the application is received by us, we do an initial scrutiny of the application, which is a desktop scrutiny where we see whether there is any anomaly in terms of the application that is being submitted. Any paper related anomaly will be pointed to out to you, and you will be given enough time to maybe demonstrate how you are complying to this anomaly, how you are able to rectify the mistake, right? Within 17 days of registration of your application, a physical verification of your manufacturing capability and your testing capability and the competence of your quality control in charge will be happening in your premises. This is a physical inspection. So you have to actually show manufacturing also how you're manufacturing and also testing as per the relevant standard. And the test report that is generated through the testing, in-house testing during this inspection will also be of value to the whole licensing process. Once this inspection, which happens within the 17-day period of your application being sent to us, is okay, then the next 13 days, because the whole licensing period for a simplified application is 30 days. So the next 13 days will be the final maybe method, final time where you are actually submitting your samples in the indicated laboratory and the relevant paperwork BIS is doing. So the whole process that is done is the pre-application stage, the inspection stage, and the post-inspection stage. So the whole process takes a 30-day period time. So physical verification is a necessity in any BIS license, and this will definitely happen.
Okay, thank you.
I hope I answered your question.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am, any specific identification is required for each casting with respect to this standard?
Any
like
specific
hallmark, yes, yeah. BIS hallmark and all for each casting?
See, you don't confuse BIS hallmark with this. Hallmark is done on a precious item, and there was a requirement from the market or the customer regarding physical identification. In this particular case, it will be through an ISI mark, but you need not have a unique HUID kind of a number in all the castings. It would be only your CML number, that is the certification marks license number, and the IS number, and ISI mark will be put on the castings to indicate that they are BIS certified.
So ISI mark is required for each casting.
It will depend again on the marking details given in the relevant standards. So please refer to the marking clause. Every standard will have a marking clause. So the type of marking is detailed in that marking clause. Please look at this marking clause. This marking clause is also available as part of the product manual, which actually indicates which is the relevant clause under which marking details are available. So it will really depend on the product. If the product, and we are not only talking about casting products, if you see ISI mark products in general, if you see a packaged drinking water bottle, there is a label. But if you see a cement bag, there is a print on the sack. So every standard would have a different kind of marking detail. So you please check the relevant standard and see what marking has been prescribed in that standard.
Okay, any annual recertification also will be taking place or?
Yes, yes. So initially the license is given for a period of 1 year. There is no recertification audit that BIS does to renew the license. It is an auto renewal kind of a mechanism that is happening. After the first year and before 3 months of your validity date, you can again submit an application for renewal. Then immediately you'll get your license renewed. This renewal can be done up to a period of 5 years. So you can immediately pay the fee, relevant fees, the minimum marking fee for a period of 1 year, 2 year, or 5 years, whatsoever you choose, and then you'll get your license renewed. We do regular surveillance audit, and market surveillance is also done to check whether the quality of your product is adhering to the relevant standards or not. So there are post-licensing activities also we do. Sometimes we take a lot of feedback also from your organized buyers. So it depends on the product that you are taking license from.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Can we apply for the license before getting the test result from the laboratory?
No, you cannot.
Okay, after getting the test result, we can only apply for the license, right?
QR coded test report is a mandatory requirement for applying for any license under simplified process. You can save the relevant details that are otherwise required as a draft, but you cannot apply.
Okay, we can save the same as a draft, right?
Sorry?
We can save other data as a draft, right?
Yeah, that you can do. That you can do, but
okay.
you cannot apply in terms of an application. You cannot submit an application without a QR coded test report. And I'm again and again mentioning the QR coded test report because many industry does this mistake that they directly send the report even if to the same BIS recognized laboratory, and then later it is found that it is not QR coded, then that will not be a legitimate report for taking a BIS license.
Okay. Madam, I have a basic question. In case of IS 210, factory visit will record?
Yes, for every BIS license, a factory visit is required.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am, if we are using a BSI logo, then customer is not required on the product. Then it is mandatory. We have to use the symbol of the BIS.
First you said BSI, now you are saying BIS. I couldn't
BIS.
understand your.
No, ma'am. Actually, I'm talking about the BIS, ma'am.
Okay, so you said that you are already using BIS logo.
No, actually, already if customer is not requiring that symbol on the product,
it is not
then
necessary that the customer requires. It's the government mandate now with this quality control order that you have to have BIS certified castings. So it is not the requirement of the customer, it is the requirement of the law of the land.
Oh, then we have to use that symbol on the product itself.
You have to take license before using the symbol on the product.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I would like to mention that one test certificate you need to issue with every product after getting the license. So
yes.
This format of this certificate is just I'm screen sharing. So this is the format of test certificate, which you need to. Is it visible to everyone?
So this is a post-licensing stage that with every casting product,
Not
you
visible.
need to issue this test certificate.
Not
Yes,
visible.
and here you put the ISI mark logo here with your CML number and IS number.
So one of the questions that has been put in the chat box is from where I will get basic application, registration, audit and testing charges grade wise. So basic application, you can just go to Manak Online, create an account. And like I had already told that you can take an initial look at what are the requirements. So there are basic checklist kind of a requirement that is given on the Manak Online. Just look at that checklist. So it would have the document related to establishment of your firm. Maybe it is a proprietorship firm, maybe it is a partnership firm, a private limited firm. So that all document you would require. You may require a factory establishment or factory license. That is also required. You also require a layout of your premises, how and where you have kept the raw material, where are the machinery, and where is the final good storage. A layout, a bird's eye view kind of a hand-drawn map can also be sufficient. You will also require a location plan in terms of reaching your factory from the nearest landmark, that is either from the BIS office or from the nearest railway station or bus stand. So that is also required. List of manufacturing machinery in an Excel format, which is already available on the portal. List of test equipment also in the Excel format, which is already available on the portal. And the relevant qualification certificate and appointment letter of the quality control in charge. Raw material test certificates you will require. And in case the raw material is under mandatory certification, it has to be necessarily with BIS certified. It has necessary to have ISI mark. So that test certificate also you will require, and the test reports which are QR coded. So these are the basic things that you would require, but you can obviously go to Manak Online. Going and registering on Manak Online is free of cost. So please go visit that and see. Our licensing is totally a self-driven kind of a mechanism. It has not been made too complicated. So please make use of all these eBIS websites where you can actually self-drive your applications. BIS does not always entail engaging a consultant for applying for any license. You can self-register yourself and check out these things online yourself. That is why we have organized this webinar.
Okay, ma'am.
Madam.
You have also indicated testing charges. Sangeeta already told you that in the BIS Care app, there is a Know Your Standard module where the list of laboratories are mentioned. IS-wise laboratories you can access. There in that particular module only, the testing charges are also mentioned.
Okay, so for that, first of all, I have to register myself and it is totally free.
Yes, that is totally free. The
Okay.
pre-application stage is totally free. The generation of a QR code for testing your samples is also totally free. The payment gateway will activate once you are submitting your application, where you have to submit application charge, which is 1,000 rupees, inspection charges, which is 7,000 rupees, and minimum marking fee that you have to submit. So that is only when you are submitting the application, not before that. So the pre-application stage is totally free. And then 18% GST is also levied on all these charges. So that is only after you have gotten the test report for the payment to the laboratory where you are getting your pre-application samples tested. You have to directly contact the laboratories for these payments. BIS is not a via media for these payments. The contact numbers are already available in the BIS Care app under the Know Your Standard module. So you can contact to the laboratory and do the payments then and there, and based on what mechanism they tell you. So BIS will not be involved in that. So our Manak Online portal is a very robust kind of a portal, and it can be easily used for anybody who is aware of a little IT for maybe supporting their own application. If you are confident of your quality, you can obviously drive your application through your own people.
Thank you so much.
Hello.
Hello. I have one question. If we take license as per IS 210, then we can apply ISI mark in all cast iron products.
See, I told you whatever is indicated in IS 210, the scope of the license will be given to you based on your manufacturing and testing facility. So if you have the manufacturing and testing facility for everything, it will obviously be included in the scope of your license. Then you can obviously apply based on whether you are taking only for IS 210 or there might be other IS under which other cast iron products are covered. So it really depends on the scope of the license. I must also clarify that BIS license has a defined scope. So anybody who's marking varieties which are not defined or approved by BIS is also doing a misuse of the particular license. So
no, suppose ma'am, just a minute ma'am. Suppose I am taking license as per FG 200, as per IS 210, then whatever material we are producing of FG 200 cast iron, then in all product we can use ISI mark. That is my question.
If it is covered under IS 210 and you have been given a BIS license for that purpose, then you can obviously apply.
Okay.
For that particular grade.
Hello.
Yes, right.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you so much.
Sir, good afternoon. I have one question.
Mr. Ajay Rai, please, sir.
So we have two locations. One is in Punjab and one is in Himachal, but with the same name, Unit 1 and Unit 2.
You need two licenses.
It will be location based.
It is location based.
It is. The second question is like in IS 210, I think 5 or 6 grades are coming: FG 260, 200, 300, 350. So right now, suppose right now we are making only one grade, like 260. In future, if we have to make a new grade like 300 or 200, so then we have to reapply, or that license will sufficient.
I just told you that initially there is a scope of license that is given to you based on your manufacturing and testing capability. You said currently you are able to manufacture only as per one grade. In future, if you expand your manufacturing and testing facility and prove through a test report, an independent test report from a BIS recognized lab, that this is this new product is also complying to the BIS standard, also give a declaration regarding addition in your manufacturing and testing capability, then through an inclusion process, which is not an inspection based process, it is only through the portal that you have to apply for an inclusion, you can get this variety included in the scope of license. Then you will have a expanded scope of license. ये जो variety जो आपकी include हुई है, this will be verified in regards to the manufacturing and testing capability in the next surveillance inspection that happens in your place. But the inclusion will be granted to you before the inspection only.
क्योंकि normally जो grade है उसमें manufacturing process is almost same. There is little change in the chemistry.
No problem.
अभी customer की requirement नहीं है तो we are not making, but we are
capable. No problem. It can easily be done through the inclusion process, and you can get it through our Manak Online portal, and उसमें भी the timeline is within a period of 1 month. So that inclusion will also be granted, and there is a charge per grade depending on the product manual of rupees 5,000 only.
Okay, we don't have to go through the same process again.
No, you don't have to, but a test report will be required. And you have to apply through the Manak online portal, and this report will also be QR coded.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Madam.
Ma'am, as per the certificate shown by...
Just a second.
Just a second, sir.
For the betterment of or for the benefit of all the participants, we have some questions also in the chat box, because we need to address them also.
I think I read through a few and I addressed
One question is there from Mr. Aru. That is, please confirm any deadline is there for application.
I think Sangeeta already told the relevant QCO would have a deadline. Which IS is he referring to? He is not indicated.
Okay.
For all the IS, ma'am, it is QCO is applicable similarly. So
Okay,
for
so you
the
can tell
large
the
and large medium scale, it is already implemented from the 23rd of May, and for the small scale 23rd May, and the micro scale 23rd of August. And IS also, I just read out which IS 1726, that is cast iron manhole covers. IS 1729, sand cast iron spigot and socket. IS 1879, malleable cast iron pipe fittings. IS 13349, cast iron single faced thimble mounted sluice gate. And IS 1537. And IS 210. So these IS are mentioned in that particular QCO.
So I believe that answers the question.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hello.
Sanjeev, Chandrasekhar here.
Sir.
Chandrasekhar here.
Hello.
Yeah. Lot of repeat questions are coming. I think any other questions than whatever ma'am has answered?
I have other questions.
Yeah. Yeah, please. Otherwise, it is a repeat.
We are manufacturing of grey cast iron. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes,
hello?
you are audible.
Yes.
We are manufacturing of grey cast iron, but we receive the order as a grade like Japanese standard or European standard. How do you relate this different standard with IS 210?
If the grades that are indicated in the relevant order are covered under the BIS relevant standard, if it is IS 210 or the others, then it has to be necessarily be marked under the BIS certification.
No, how we can link these two, European standard with IS 210? Is there any comparison?
The chemistry of the particular product
everything
is very clear.
Yeah, IS 210, like that European standard, ENGAJS, like that.
See, the chemistry of the product will be very much in your knowledge, no? So you might be able to obviously identify whether it is as per the relevant grade under IS 210. So you have to actually see the standards, because this particular type of orders will not be necessarily coming from Japan or from the European nation. It could be from anywhere. So the relevant standard, if they're asking, and if it is already covered under IS 210, then you have to also mark BIS certification on this particular thing. But for anything that is only for export purpose, BIS certification is not necessary. That is already indicated in the quality control order.
No, even for internal in India only, they require as per standard of their grades, and main unit, customer is in out of country. Then
see, if the place where you are supplying this particular grade, which is also covered in the BIS standard, is outside the country, then you need not worry about BIS certification, because it is anyway exempt for export. But if you are supplying something in the country, then you need to compare both the particular grades which are given in the foreign standard whatsoever you are referring to and in the Indian standard, and see whether it's the same grade or not. If it is covered under IS 210, then you have to also mark under BIS certification. If it is not covered, then probably IIF can take it up with the relevant technical committee why it is not covered. That can be taken up.
And also you should give a comparison of different grades with the IS 210. So it will be helpful for us also.
I think that is a good exercise that IF can probably initiate, and they can probably give it to all the association members as well. Because association, I think this would be a good help to the industry. So I also propose that such kind of a comparison can be given and to the main suppliers wherever the members are supplying. If the relevant standards can be compared in terms of what Indian standard entails, and it would be a good help to the members.
Thank you.
Ma'am, there is a question regarding the cupola melting. Just answer that, madam.
Sorry?
There is a question about cupola melting. There is in chat box. There is one query has been posted. I think it is a unique question. You can just refer to it. Cupola pouring.
When cast iron is melted in a cupola furnace, there is no separate heat. Melting it continues. How many samples have to be tested after getting the license? It will depend on the product manual and the scheme of inspection and testing that is indicated in the product manual. So you have to check that. And I think this came up for discussion in our Jaipur conference as well. And I was told that IF is going to take it up with the relevant technical department for maybe streamlining this particular thing.
Yeah, it's already, we have started the process and getting the clarification. Once we get, we will share with all of them.
No, Sanjay, that's relevant because in cupola it is a continuous melting.
Yes.
And that's what Mr. Govind sir has posted it. It needs a clarification. How many heats and all?
No, they've already taken it up because this was also discussed in our Jaipur conference, and then it was discussed in detail also, and we have decided to take it up with the relevant technical department to maybe address such issues. So once we get the clarification, then probably it will be incorporated in the scheme of inspection and testing as well. So till that time, whatever is given in the scheme of inspection and testing is the number of samples. Which, Sangeeta, can you show the scheme of inspection and testing? Sangeeta?
Ma'am, Muthukumaria, ma'am, whether this issue will be represented by you or IF, ma'am?
It has to be represented through the association. We are just facilitating and informing you or maybe making you more aware regarding the license process. But yes, we are also open to suggestions. So this issue already we discussed in the last meeting that we had in Jaipur, and probably IF is taking up because they are also in the as part of the technical committee. There. So they are the better ones in terms of taking it up with the relevant technical departments there in Delhi.
Okay. My suggestion, ma'am, with the IAF, if you have support this issue, it will be very useful and it will move very.
We as branch office and BIS Rajasthan is always at the forefront of supporting the relevant associations or any stakeholder that comes to us. As of now, this particular webinar would not have happened if I would have thought about that. Is it my jurisdiction? Somebody's maybe joined from Karnataka. Somebody is from Hosur. So if I speak about Rajasthan, I don't think there are many members who are present here. But we have a different kind of a work attitude here in Rajasthan. So that is why this particular awareness has been done. But in case some licensee here in Rajasthan is able to point this out to us and maybe given a kind of a justification is given to us, then we will definitely take it up with the relevant technical department. But as on date, no person has written to us from our set of licensees, which Sangeeta indicated that there are 5 licensees as on date. None of them has indicated this issue to us as of now. So they have agreed to the existing scheme of inspection and testing. So I think they are not facing any issue.
Okay.
Right?
Right, ma'am. Noted. Thank you, ma'am.
One more question is there from Mr. Vijay Lohar. For foundry products, what is the testing frequency?
This we have to actually see the relevant product manual and the scheme of inspection and testing to see. Because foundry products in general cannot be indicated under any scheme of inspection and testing. It has to be under some standard. So if he's able to maybe inform the standard which he's referring to, then probably Sangeeta can open the relevant product manual and they can obviously check themselves.
Sanjeev, I think we have to go through all this manual and then only come prepared for otherwise it is very difficult. Everything getting in a webinar like this, you should have come prepared. I think. That's what you are to. Any frequent asked questions, I think you should take it and circulate with the members. I think once it has been done, Muthukumar, I think Mr.
Yes, sir.
Prasanth
We
must
must
have.
do that, yes, sir.
I think, yeah, one more.
Was
I think
Sanjeev to
then
prepare
we'll-
some few questions also, sir, but unfortunately,
correct.
it has not gone through all the procedures, sir.
I think Sanjeev, immediately you have to do any query, you can get the clarified from the madam and put it on the IF members. This one, it's most important. Otherwise, it keeps repeating. Many of the things we have to read and understand, then proceed. Like everything, like testing and all, there is details has been given in the manual, as rightly said by madam. We need to go and do it. So understand, then accordingly we have to process our licenses. It seems, right, madam?
Yeah, I believe so. I would suggest that in case Sanjeev ji requires, we can send him all the relevant links of downloading the manuals, so it becomes easy for him to download. And the standard can be downloaded obviously free of cost through his own registration on the BIS website. And then probably that can be the methodology of doing these particular things can also be circulated in your WhatsApp channel or any other communication channels you have. That can be done.
Sharing the product manual chat box also.
And we also plan to probably write an article in your next interview. Yeah, so that would also have at least some part of the information, so that it is easier for anybody to refer to. Because I am also seeing that a lot of the similar questions are being repeated again and again.
Yes.
So it will be like an FAQ to any person who's reading your journal. So it would become easy for them as well.
Sanjeev ji, I would like to
say, sir, please.
ED ma'am is there? Sanjeev?
Yes, sir.
ED ma'am was there, yeah. ED ma'am?
Get connected, and I think the next issue itself, this whatever madam is telling, that has to come with all the process details and frequently asked questions and further clarifications also. I think next step ILJ it should appear.
Yes, sir. I've already discussed this with madam in the morning today.
Yeah.
And probably she'll be sending in the first week itself the article, and we'll get it published in this month, etc.
No, what happens now, what we normally call ignorance of law is not an excuse. And we not understanding and
that's
not
very rightly put. That's very rightly put. So that is why I think Sanjeev ji is making a huge amount of effort. I could see his effort.
Correct.
Also, the people from Jaipur that they started this initiative, and they are constantly engaging with a lot of members in making the members more aware. And I must appreciate this particular thing, because not many associations are as active that they make repeated efforts. So must appreciate your association for this.
Thank you, madam. Yeah.
Sanjeev ji,
Yes,
I would like to say something with the Commission President, Mr. Chandrasekhar. Thank you, Kanika ma'am, for appreciating efforts of IF. And sincerely, on behalf of IF, FIC is committed to inform members and educate members and to facilitate members how they can do and where they can approach. With this context, Sanjeev ji, as we are into the process of making an FAQ, we are in the process of editing the videos, coverings, whatever have been done. There are many questions that have been repeated, and thanks, ma'am, for your patiently answering those questions. I'll request Sanjeev ji to keep a record of the members who has participated in seminar, make a group on the mail or connect with them on an email, ask for them their queries, share with them those questions not been answered to Kanika ma'am, and help them to get those answers. And this is my request to all members as well who are present into the seminar, whether they are members or non-members. They are free to call and connect with Sanjeev ji, who is Director FIC, for any kind of information, assistance, or the local representation of BIS, which I'm pretty sure Sanjeev ji will be able to answer and connect them. Mr. President, this is what I mean to say, and this is what we are understanding with all seminars. There is a lot of doubt with foundries, and there is a huge confusion. And I think we should facilitate and we should handhold these foundries for the.
No, Pradeep ji, it is not a confusion. I think probably what our business is like, when customers drives on any activities, we'll immediately follow it. But it is not happening so with this. With this QCO orders, I think first we need to understand and go through the details. Everybody was saying not unless we read it and go through the process, it will not happen just like that with all webinars and seminars. So we'll get all the members has to overall in this grade of manufacturing. They need to understand the process, and as rightly said by Madam, that whatever the website, it is a very self-driven process is there. We need to just step into that. Otherwise, we keep on asking, I think, same questions repeatedly. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think the website is so easy that you can easily drive your own application, and the timeline of the grant of license is also very much fixed. The IS is an efficiency index driven organization, and not many government departments can boast that. So any timeline, if we exceed, then it really hits our efficiency. At least in Jaipur, we have been #1 and working with 100% efficiency for many months now. So I'm sure anywhere you apply, they will also have a lot of responsibility towards your application. So either the application will be granted if all compliances are in place. In case you are not able to comply within the time norm, as a manufacturer, you also have a responsibility to appreciate this timeline and respect it. So if you are not able to comply within that 30-day period, then the application will also be closed. So we need to be aware regarding the compliance required before applying, and we need to do it very quickly because the timelines are already very less that are available in terms of the QC.
Sanjay, I think time is up. I think. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So with this, sir, we come to end to the closure of this webinar. It's all important webinar. It really was a very interactive webinar where the participation was very active. I'm sure, as mentioned by President sir and Chairman sir also, and Secretary sir, that there were repetitive questions, but we'll make sure that most of the queries are addressed and informed to all the members well in time, so that the repetition is taken care of. Sir, we could today we saw a very good participation in terms of numbers also. There were members and there were quite a few non-members also who were there. So as the non-members of the IAF to please come and join us. You could see how efficiently we are working with the government for the benefit of the entire foundry fraternity. Would urge all the non-members to come and join us. This will be going to help you a lot in your business expansion, your sustainability and everything, answering your queries. Everything will be supporting, like scientific inputs if you require will be there, mentorship, everything is being provided by the Institute of Indian Foundry. So please do come forward and join us. This is just a one webinar that you have witnessed. We do conduct such technical sessions quite a lot, not only technical sessions, we do conduct B2B meetings and many more things that will certainly going to benefit you. Once you join, you will feel the profits that we are talking about. Be a part of IF system and enjoy. It will. I'm sure it will be very beneficial for all of you. So with this, I would now like to thank Ms. Kanika, Director and Head BS Jaipur, and her colleague Ms. Sangeeta. Thank you very much for not only partnering us, also joining and answering each and every question very, very, very patiently and in detail. Thank you so much. I'm sure it has clarified many of the doubts that our members had in their minds, though were repeated, but still needs to be clarified. So thank you very much for clarification. Would now would like to express my gratitude and thank to the President of the Institute of Indian Foundry.
1 minute, Sanjay. I would like to thank both the madam. Excellent presentation and spontaneous whatever they answered very crisp and effectively. I appreciate. And I think when we prepare FAQs, whatever that, we get it endorsed by them before circulating to the members. And that becomes an authenticity. And definitely our members should get benefited. Thanks, madam, for your almost 90 odd minutes. I think we started at 4 o'clock and we are nearing almost 5:45. I appreciate your time and enthusiasm. As rightly said by you, BAS, I think Jaipur is standoff in all any government institutions. We appreciate, and from on behalf of IF, I would like to thank you for your time and effective presentations.
It's a
Please
pleasure,
continue.
Chandrasekharji. Really a pleasure. And anytime.
I am in Karnataka, madam. I am in Karnataka. I am in Shimoga, Karnataka.
Okay, right. So it's
So
good
now we
to
are
know. I
connected
think.
from Czech.
Yes, yes, good to know. And I think this world is has become smaller with these IT tools and all. So I'm really
Correct,
thankful
correct.
to you for giving this opportunity to BIS Jaipur to maybe interact with your members. And I'm also appreciative. And anytime in future also, if you require any kind of assistance or help, then we are here to support you.
Sure, sure, ma'am. Sure. We'll take your support. Yeah, continue.
Thank you so much, President, sir. Would also like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the Honorary Secretary of the Institute of Indian Foundry, Mr. Bathu Kumar, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Thank you, ma'am, for your presentation.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Secretary.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, would you like to say something?
No, sir. You can use.
No.
Okay. Thank you so much, Chairman of Foundry Informatics Center, Mr. Pradeep Mittal, sir, for joining and for your valuable input, sir. Thank you, all the participants who have joined. And lastly, I would like to thank, I'll be failing in my duty if I don't thank all my colleagues, my ED ma'am, Executive Director Dr. Abhisikta, for joining in and giving her support and guidance for conduct of this all important webinar. All the team members who supported actively for the successful conduct. I would say successful conduct because it really was a wonderful session that I could witness. So thank you very much all for your kind support. And I can assure you on behalf of IF, FIC, that we'll be continuing our efforts. We'll be doing all the efforts to help and support our members with BIS and all other relevant government departments or ministries. Thank you so much, Ms. Kanika ji and Sangeeta ji once again. And thank you all for all your support, sir. Look forward to seeing you in our future endeavors.